Hey, how are my sugar wookers? Happy Valentine's Day to you. Come on in. Let's chat for a few minutes. I got a little time this morning. So, one of my subscribers, that's what we do over here. Usually, the subscribers talk about what they want to talk about. So, this morning is just like that. Hold on, let me get this in the holder because I had a live schedule on the computer. I still don't have this down yet. I haven't taken enough time to actually play with it. So when I got ready to come on this morning and I hit it and it said go live, I never saw nothing go live. Did I bother? Just came on in with it. That's it. That's all. So good morning to the sugar wookers who coming in this morning. Hold on. There we go. So one of the subscribers, like I said, wanted to talk about the Wendy Williams story this morning. What's really going on with Wendy? So we all know Wendy as a well-known media personality. She rose to fame with her show, The Wendy Williams Show, between 2008 and 2022, where she shared her bold and sometimes controversial takes on celebrity gossip, as well as pop culture. She has also worked in radio as a DJ. Wendy has signed a legal document to end her guardianship following the release of TMZ's documentary, Saving Wendy. So, again, good morning to everybody coming in and happy Valentine's Day to you as well. So by now, those of you who have been keeping up with her story have seen some clips of her documentary. And one of them has gone viral out on TikTok. We saw that one when she was at the window in a New York facility while speaking to reporters over the phone. Wendy is presently said to be living in what has been called a living hell in prison. She claims that she has only been outside 2 times in 1 month. This is kind of strange and unusual. It's a very, very different story from any story we probably heard on a celebrity out here in social media, or on TV for that matter. She is supposedly able to call you, but you can't call her. This is what she was telling TMZ magazine, the founder, who is Harvey Levin. In actuality, all she wants is her life back, along with her freedom. Williams was diagnosed with frontal temporal dementia, which is called FTD, in early 2024, last year. Though she's argued it was a misdiagnosis. Hello, Elaine. Hi, Miss Joy. Good morning, Brenda. Let's see who else is coming in the building here this morning. Stuff you're like. Okay. Messick. What do you say, Messick? Wish you would come talk at one of my AA meetings, just like your personality. I wish I could, but I'd have to talk out here on my channel. They would have to zoom in. That's the only way I think it would be possible. Thank you, Steph. I appreciate that. Y'all please hit the like button when you're coming in. DD, good morning to you. And my Texas friend, Eric. Okay, good morning to you too, also, Sean. So back to the Williams story. There has been a release of saving Wendy. The wheels are now in motion to end her guardianship. All of this began with her spending habits at the Wells Fargo Bank. This you probably never heard of, how a bank could come in control of you and your finances, but it has happened. And the guardianship is over her and her financials, which were placed under a guardianship. The legal guardian oversees her personal affairs and finances. And it goes back to 2022. After her filming her last Wendy Williams show, the last episode of the show, this is what she came in contact with. According to her court documents, the guardianship came after Wells Fargo had documented a pattern of unusual and disturbing events. If and when this goes to court, her lawyer could demand a jury trial, which you can get in New York State. It's one of the states that can demand a lawyer to go in and they can ask for a jury trial. Good morning, Christopher. Okay. If and when this goes to court, and it does happen, then Williams will either be freed or she will remain under the guardianship. Williams is due to have a medical reevaluation in a few days. In fact, it's February the 18th, the day before my birthday. Mine is the 19th, which at that time, the doctor will have reevaluated her before a court date can come up and tell whether she does have the frontal temple dementia, and then she'll be also fighting for her guardianship. Good morning, Miss Jean. How are you doing? Hello, Dee Dee. How are you? Good morning to you, Miss Audrey. Wendy breaks her silence on her guardianship in New Impact X Nightline episode, which is now streaming on Hulu. For those of you who have not been keeping up with her or watching her story, this would probably be a good place to start. Like I said, she was a celebrity for many years on her show, the Wendy Williams show. And after her diagnosis, this is what she's up against now and what she's facing. The attorney that she has is no kin to her, not a family member, and she's basically been disconnected from her family. Okay, everybody's saying happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody coming into the chat. The new episode is led by Nightline. The anchor, he was a co-anchor. His name was Byron Pitts, and features interviews with Wendy Williams. It will also have her brother, Tommy Williams, her friends, Sonny Hostin, and Jason Lee. Colleagues and legal and healthcare professionals will also be on this interview as well. Good morning, Jackie, Christopher. Okay. Before leaving her show, Some of you may have caught the episode where Wendy fainted on the set. Later, Williams explained that it was due to being overheated and in a very heavy costume that left her with low electrolytes. Good morning, Priscilla. The next day, she came on her show and she addressed the collapse, saying it was really scary. For those of you who have comments, please place them in the chat now, and I will read those comments after I finish with the commentary. Good morning, Miss Carol. Thank you, Miss Carol. She loves your Valentine's Day fit. Yeah, I just came on this morning, put it on this morning. Actually, I'm going to lunch for 11 today. So I decided, well, if I don't put it on now, I don't know if I'm coming on tonight or not. So it's Valentine's. Everybody should be out celebrating Valentine's in your own way. I will be. So I decided to wear it this morning. But thank you, Miss Carol. Wendy was also diagnosed in 2018 with Graves' disease. It's an autoimmune disorder that causes the thyroid to produce too many hormones. I've never really met anyone with Graves' disease to my knowledge, so I had to look it up to see what it was all about because I wasn't that familiar with it. Good morning, Miss Jackie. Sean is saying that can happen. Okay. Good morning. Let's see. Oh, Sean is saying, yep, okay. Miss Audrey saying Byron Pitts is my cousin that interviewed Wendy. Oh, okay. Thank you for that information, Miss Audrey. Okay. I think Crunchy Paul probably should be blocked instead of timed out. I'd appreciate it. Miss Audrey and Miss Jackie. In 2021, Williams was taken off the show due to various medical issues. Good morning, Blue True. The show had been hosted by a variety of guest hosts since the very beginning of its 13th season that started in October 2021, which was delayed due to her C19 infection. Wendy is a media personality, a writer, and a former broadcaster. Media personality and writer. She is 60 years old, born in Ashbury Park, New Jersey, in the USA. She has a BA degree from Northeastern University. Sean is saying they gave her a bad deal because she was taking over. And that happens sometimes in show business when people get a little bit too much clout and too much money. With money comes power. And Wendy was always very controversial on her show. She spoke her mind. She said what she said, and she meant what she said. This does not go over well with some people, and especially people with power over you or people that are beneath you or lower than you. The ones on the same level, they're not going to have too much to do with it or say about it. But in any business, when you're growing a business, those are the two people that you really, really have to watch in business. Those who are making you what you are, those who are trying to get to where you are. Those two will either make you or break you. But you still have to stay focused in order to motivate yourself to even get up and take the business to the next level. Right now, she's in a fight of her life with her health concerns as well as her career. Um, what are you saying, Miss Audrey? Okay, she's asking the Bush babies to please hit the like button and thank you. Hello, son. Good morning. Okay. She has been married twice and she has one son. When I was reading the story about her and actually getting a commentary together to bring to you, I was trying to figure out in my mind why, first of all, or how could the bank take control of her business like that? I've never heard of that ever again before. But each banking institute have their own rules and regulations of how they do business with you, especially on her level. So it was said that her spending was out of control, as well as it was undocumented that it had ever been this way before. Good morning, Carla. How are you? So that was one of the reasons why the bank took control of her business. It has to be something written when you start these bank accounts, which probably most people don't read the fine print of it, of what can be done with X amount of dollars that you create or you establish in your bank account with them. So obviously, this account of hers was being monitored for them to see the difference in spending. I know where I bank, if I go out of town and I spend money, I get a phone call or I get a text, and I have to put in certain information to let them know that it's me. Also, my account is passworded. Okay. So there's all kind of ways of you having a personal relationship with your banking institution on the money that you have there. If I spend over X amount of dollars, I will also get a text. If I don't answer the text in a certain amount of time, I'm going to get a phone call. It's only security to help you with your banking. But I would hate to think that there may have been some fine print that I didn't read, or perhaps y'all haven't read on your bank account, that would take me to the level of where she is today. With a lawyer that you are unfamiliar with, that the legal system and the bank chose for you. And I saw another article out there a couple of days ago where she was saying she only had $2 to her name. I'm not understanding how the guardianship can tell you how much money you've made this money, but they're going to tell you how much money you can have in your bank account. Also, what you can spend, who you can talk to. It's almost like what in my mind is a prison, a hellhole prison while here on earth. I would think that the family would have some say so. She does have a next of kin, which is her son. What say so does he have in this? Obviously, not very much. It was a very interesting story to have read. And now I can't wait to go and see the interview and the documentary that's coming out to follow up on it later. Miss Audrey saying that she feels so sad for her. When her mom died and she found out hubby was cheating on her, she spiraled down. Yes, because I did see where she had some alcohol problems, alcohol issues, as well as some drug issues also that she was fighting with these demons also. We have no idea in life what people are really going through. We see them out on social media or we see them out on TV and we're hearing what they're saying and we're looking at their life, but we don't know what's going on behind the scenes until it actually comes out. And a lot of times people are hurting. They're hurting big time. And that's why the drugs do come into play. Or maybe the alcohol does come into play. Or maybe they have so many things that they're trying to deal with. They take their frustrations out on people they don't know. They've never met. It happens. I get it. Me, I would just stay off of YouTube if it got that bad. Or maybe cancel a show and come back at another time. But everybody is different and everybody have their own opinions of things. One thing I never saw on her show, I didn't watch her every day, but the few times I would watch her, she was always upbeat. She was always bringing her content, which it was her show. She could bring out whatever she wanted to, no different than a YouTube content creator. It's yours. Do you? Whatever the show will allow her to do or whatever social media will allow you to do. People will like it or they won't like it. She had captivated a very large audience over the years. People wanted to hear the drama of what was going on in other celebrities' lives. And this was basically what her show was all about. Never captivated my attention to want to go there every morning and hear about people I don't know. I'm not going to ever meet these people ever in life. So I would rather get over on The View and watch them versus watching her. She would get my attention from time to time. There were a lot of people that just tuned into her because a great personality. She knew how to captivate her audience, and she did. And a bunch of women early in the morning who could tune into her. They look forward to that. So she's truly missed out on in TV land for her captivated attention on being a little controversial and expressing her desires and her opinions of others. Sean, I'm not sure anything about her being in jail. That was nothing I saw. Where she is now living, excuse me, was described as a hellhole of a prison or a jail. Why would she be in jail? What did she do to go to jail? Blue True is saying Wendy's son was spending her money without her permission. Okay. See, I didn't keep up with what was really going on. So is this, you're saying why they had to get the attorney as a guardianship to come in and help her with her spending? Even at that, I think it's a little much for them to go to those extremes, because there's other ways of putting her money in, maybe a trust, the larger part of it, what she doesn't need to live on, or maybe being able to assign somebody more local that she would know, an accountant. I just see other ways of doing it. It almost seems like it's a constraint on her life. And having to go from here to rock bottom like that, if truly she only had $2 in her pocket, that's a big extreme for her to have to deal with. Miss Carol is agreeing. Miss Audrey says, with her sister being an attorney, I hope she steps up and settle the issues. It would be nice, but you know, in all families, Miss Audrey, there are family dynamics that play a role. We don't know the relationship with her and her sister, even though she is an attorney. And why hasn't she stepped up before now? It's been 2 years. Why didn't she take care of it when the problem first occurred, for it to not have gotten to this point? It's always more to the story than is what's told out here for public knowledge. So hopefully the sister will step up to the plate, but nothing is guaranteed with that, because again, we don't know the family dynamics behind the two of them and what their relationship really is. Miss Carol is saying, I watched The View over Wendy Williams show also. Yeah, I was a little bit more in tune to that, because they were talking about more so world issues and things that, again, would affect you. Nothing Wendy was saying had nothing to do with my life. It didn't affect my life one way or the other. That's just who I am, and that's just the choice that I made. Okay. Sean is agreeing. Carla saying her son was in charge at one point. He may have been a little too young and immature to be able to, excuse me, handle those financial burdens of being able to control her money, because it wasn't like it was just a little paycheck coming in. She had made plenty money over the years, and you really need to have someone that's familiar with you, your spending habits, the money you've saved, the money you're making, in order to help you if she couldn't do it herself. That may not have been, at that point, I would have thought that the sister, who is an attorney, would have stepped in right there versus the son. He just graduated from college not too long ago. Miss Audrey says she already had health issues with Graves' disease and lymphedema on her feet. I didn't read about the lymphedema. I didn't know that. I read about the Graves' disease that she had, and then had to go look it up, because I'm not in the medical field to know exactly what all these diseases and things are. Blue True is saying, I believe it was a combination of her medical condition, alcoholism, and her money being stolen from her account by her son and others, which caused the guardianship. And that may be very well true. I could agree with you on that. I just think that the guardianship is a little bit too strict. Okay. If she's being honest and true about $2, I mean, you think about, you worked all your life, and somebody is not giving you hardly anything. Nobody's really taking her out of this facility to go anywhere with her. I mean, she's still alive. Even though maybe she is going through dementia, they still have to get out and around people, get some sunlight, get some fresh air. And that's the part I don't care for, is being cooped up after being free all your life. It's like you've been placed in bondage. That would get to me real bad. If I'm still able to communicate, which she is, she's communicating outside of the place with TMZ and other reporters and able to do a documentary. So it's not that far gone. I just feel like she needs a little bit more freedom, not necessarily with her checkbook, but with just helping her keep her mind active and going on. Carla saying, yes, Ms.V, he was very young at the time. That's what I was thinking, Carla, that he just may have been too young and a little bit immature when it came to handling finances like that. If he's never had it, how do you expect for him to be able to control it? It happens all the time. You see people who hit the lottery and they're broke within the same year because they don't know how to control the money. They don't know how to invest the money to make more money. They have it. They see the things they want. But let's just say they get $1 million on the lottery and they go out and they buy a $400,000 house. We're not going to even put them in a $500,000 or above. And they don't pay for it. They have a note every month to go along with that house. So the best thing they could have done is to have paid off the house. So when the money is gone, at least you got the house and you can figure out how you're going to keep the bills rolling that go along with the house. Because paying off the house is one thing, but you will forever have bills that come along with that house, like insurance, like taxes, like utilities. Those are not going anywhere. Okay? Upkeep. Lawn service. You're going to either have to buy a lawnmower and you're going to do it yourself, or you're going to hire somebody, but it's going to have to be done. Okay? So then you get the transportation you want. And let's just spend $100,000 on the transportation you've always wanted. That's $500 gone. You only got $500 more to go. You splurge on a vacation. You got Aunt Emma and Uncle John and all them people coming after you because you done already told them what you got. So you done spent out maybe 100 or 200,000 now. You're getting low right now. You're getting real low. You down to maybe about 300,000 left. And then when you pay your bills over that year's time, your taxes, your insurance on the house and just the car, and the vacation you've already taken and the money you've already spent, you broke at the end of the year. It went that fast because you didn't invest it in nothing to make you money and bring money in. You'd have been better to stay with the same lifestyle you had and take the money to some type of investment firm and do a secured investment that at least was going to bring you in some money. Pay off that house that you have right now, or add on to that house if you have the property, and make it what you want versus going out making a show for the people. And you ain't never been happy in that house since you got it because it's too much for you. It's too much for your mind. In the beginning, your mind is just on, oh, I have it. I finally got it. But how you going to keep it is the question. Then her ex goes off, has a baby, got lots of her money from the divorce. Then he tried to get back with her. He need to leave her alone. Sounds good. We all can say what people need to do, but you know yourself, Miss Audrey. People are going to do what they want to do. What you've got to do is make up your mind that because they need to leave you alone, that don't mean they go do it. You got to make up in your mind that you're not going to let them bother you, that you're going to leave them alone. It comes down to her or you or me at that point. It's just an opinion that that's what he should do or that's what you want him to do. But in reality, it never works out like that. He needs to leave her alone. No, she needs to take control of her life or should have taken control of her life and left him alone. You left me. You went out there. You had a child. I'm done with you. You cannot come back in my life no more. Sometimes in life, you have to take hard stance with people. Whether you want to or not, when it comes down to you, it's only going to affect you in the end. What is he bringing back into her life? If he's using her money, he's already had a child, she had to make that decision. Do you want him back? Or do you not want him back? It's no way that she should have let him come back into her life for him to have a need to be gone. If she had stood up at that point and really had left him alone, she'd be better off today. Yeah, it would have been a hurting thing if she still loved him to say, you went out and you left me and you divorced me and you had a child, and then you came back looking for money. That's where she got weak. When she let him into her personal financial affairs. The baby is here. It ain't going nowhere. It's going to always be here. The affair, you've done that. It's over, obviously. When we left each other, it just says that she probably hadn't made up her mind. She got rid of him, but the love she had for him wasn't gone to allow him back in there. And it happens. It happens to all of us. I mean, you can get weak behind a person. I'm never going to get weak behind a person that ain't doing nothing for me or a person that has already hurt me. You can move on. I do not need you. I promise it's other people out there that's better for me than for you. Good morning, Sean. Happy Valentine's Day to you as well. So, she has accomplished many achievements, and she can only wish for her outcome to be better once she goes to court, once she gets her reevaluation from the doctor. Hopefully she can live somewhat of a more peaceful life, find some joy within herself. Right now, it just seems to me like her life is pretty upside down, and that's just not good. It's just not good for anybody. She's gone through a lot, like we all do, but in the end, it's all in how you handle the situation. So I'm going to wish each and every one of you at this point a happy Valentine's Day. I realize that for some, it's a day that you wish wouldn't even come if you have nobody in your life. But don't look at it that way. You're alive this morning. You are well this morning. And you can celebrate it all by yourself. Because you can celebrate the love that you have for you. You don't have to have love for nobody. Good morning, Christy. To celebrate Valentine's Day. Celebrate it in your own way with peace, joy, and happiness in your life. And to Wendy, I wish you the best in whatever you seek to obtain. And may God continue to bless you. With that being said, happy Valentine's Day to each and every one of you. Have a wonderful day. Bring love and peace and happiness into your own life, and you'll live a better life. Thank y'all for hitting the like button this morning. Thank you for coming in and chatting with me. This has been my commentation on chatting with Ms.V about Wendy Williams and her story. Thank you again for the donations that I've received this week. Thank you to, oh my God, what's her name? Miss Sharon. Thank you also. I received the donation. Let me make sure. Hold on. That I didn't receive anything else because I don't want to seem ungrateful. Hold on. Let's see. I received something in the mail, and did I leave it in the car? Oh, no. But I did put it on a comment out on my wall. She sent me Valentine's Day present, a monetary Valentine's Day present. And I want to thank you for it. Okay, y'all have a wonderful day. And remember, love yourself, and God loves all of us. Good day.